Man, oh man. It's been like, shit, at least a good, like 3, 4 years? Honestly, I don't know when I've for real uploaded an actual edited video. And I don't even remember when I was consistent with it, to be honest, because, I mean, the state of my channel is kind of interesting. I did have a period where, I'd say, I think it was 2017 actually, where I went from like, I don't know, like maybe 50 or so subscribers, and then I jumped up to about 500. And I was like, and YouTube might actually pan out. I'm pretty excited for this. And I started learning that most of my subscribers were, they're following me for APB Reloaded. So, that kind of killed my momentum pretty fast, considering, that game kind of ass. And if you're not in the know for the... actually, I'm going to assume most people who are subscribed to me are aware. That game got shut down on console, so even if I wanted to come back, like a loser, I kind of can't unless I, decide to play on PC. But why would I do that to myself? But every once in a while, I was looking at some old videos today. I remember I used to do update videos occasionally, just because, I guess it's good to keep the people who are following me in track with, I guess what I'm doing. I guess in tandem with the creative differences I was making around 2017, creative differences being, I went from, oh man, I'm going to be a gaming channel, to, I don't really care anymore. For reference, everyone can do this stuff, and it's kind of a hard, thing to really get into without like keeping at it. And when you're in a sea full of fish doing the same thing, I don't know. You got to go above and beyond, maybe punch above your weight to really make it in this sphere, I guess. And look, I can only be the guy who gets on like a game like GTA or whatever and say, epic 1v1 where Scrub gets his mother violated or something like that. Like, man, I don't know. I guess I've kind of grown above that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really as competitive with my gaming sessions as much as I used to be. Not to say I'm like ass at video games. I do alright. But, I don't know. It's just not something I focus too much on in terms of content creation anymore. In tandem with what I was talking about around the time, I was kind of getting like a little bit of traction. I started focusing on a webcomic. Volume 1's up. I'm pretty happy with how I did that, considering at the time I only had a computer mouse, so, really exciting times. And since then I've been laying the foundation for Volume 2, and, I got an iPad, I got various drawing utensils for digital art. I think I've gotten pretty decent at it. And speaking of content creation, because I did go over this a little bit, fuck YouTube. I don't care if Google gets mad at me, but I don't really, like, one day I do want to get into, like, long-term, like, maybe some video essay type shit on my secondary channel, just because, I don't know, I think I've done what I could on this channel. But, like, in terms of what my actual output, in case y'all are wondering why my channel's been so dead lately, been primarily focusing on Instagram. It sounds kind of corny to say it like that, but within I would say within a year, I had acquired the amount of followers on Instagram that I had gotten on YouTube. Which, and for context, it took me like, I think at least 8 years to get 500 subscribers on here, where it took me like a year to get around 500 on Instagram, and I'm nearing 1,500 at the moment, and it's been great. Met a lot of really cool people, met a lot of very welcoming people, actually. It's a lot less toxic when you surround yourself with people with similar interests, I suppose. But a lot of cool people. Wouldn't trade it for the world. And I try to at least post weekly or bi-weekly with artwork and stuff on there. Yeah, it's a lot different from the YouTube environment where you feel like you have to post on a, like, I don't know. Some people post every day. Some people post bi-daily. Is that a word? All the time basically, because if you don't keep the momentum, you end up crashing in terms of I don't know. YouTube is weird, and as I can tell, YouTube is actually getting even worse since apparently they're cutting down on violence in November. So I'll be sure to keep that in mind. But I don't know. YouTube is not really a sustainable platform for me. Like, like working and all that stuff, and then trying to do YouTube and then not getting results that I'm happy with. It's like, I don't know, man. YouTube as a platform is just not something I'm too intrigued with at the moment. Anything that you see uploaded onto this channel is usually just archives of stuff that I used to do with friends, because there was a lot of sessions I had with buddies that are very, very fun old times, and usually just stuff that I like to do. Like every once in a while I'll post like the videos that the PS5 saves when you get a platinum trophy, because I like getting platinums. I might not game for real as much as I used to, but I still have like little knickknacks that I like doing occasionally. But I mean, for the record, I'm not dead. I'm still alive, fortunately. But I'm not really, doing shit here. It's just, I don't know. YouTube is just a weird platform. I don't know. Maybe one day, like I said, one day I do want to get into like video essays or something, but as for the current day, I don't know. Like I said, it has my archive stuff, and it has occasional things I'll throw together just because they were fun, whatever. But I guess in the off chance there's someone here who does follow me and isn't just here for content that's a bygone era of things that we'll probably never get back unless I convert myself to PC and play a dead MMO that will never get updated in any substantial way. I do content on GK87 Productions on Instagram. That's pretty much my output on the internet at this point. I guess that's about it, really. Hoping to get Volume 2 ready for my comic very soon. I guess very soon is... I still gotta polish it. I gotta polish up some of the older pages and get the other half of it ready. But, I'm somewhere that I'm happy with it so far. And, Volume 0, which a lot of people are pretty excited for. I've been teasing little bits of that here and there. I'm writing stuff up for that, So, nothing gaming related. I'm sure for someone who isn't really knowing me for that stuff, they'll probably think it's boring as shit, but, But yeah, that's about it. Again, this is just an archive at this point, and this is just me, keeping in touch with the people who still somewhat keep track of the stuff I do. Hope y'all have a good one, and maybe one day I'll come back with a vengeance. I don't know. Anyways, y'all have a good one. I'm out. Peace.